Hello, and welcome to the 19th BrettCast episode. This episode is going to be different from my usual episode because this is going to serve as my best and worst of 2023 episode. I did something similar last year, but if you need a refresher, let me tell you how this works. I'm going to be looking specifically at movie and TV talk, anime talk, gaming talk, and music talk, and I'm going to list all of the things that I've talked about within those segments, and then I'll decide what my best and worst of each segment are. Please remember that this is all my opinion, and now let's begin. I'm going to be starting things off with the movie and TV talk segment. Again, I'm going to list all of the movies and TV shows that I talked about throughout the year and then decide which I think are the best and worst of 2023. Let's do this. For movies and shows, beginning with movies, there's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Black Adam, Power Rangers 2017, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Friday the 13th, Parts 1 through 4, Friday the 13th Remake 2009, Blue Beetle, the TV show Flash, Black Lightning, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover. Alright, so I'm going to do the best of the worst for movies and then shows. So the worst movie of 2023 that I watched has to be Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't care if you're some sort of super duper MCU fan. I know a lot of people would argue and say clearly The Flash was worse, but I personally thought that Doctor Strange 2 is pretty much the worst thing I saw all year. If you want to know why, feel free and go watch my discussion on that movie. Now, the best movie that I watched in 2023 has to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yep. It manages to be as good, if not better, than the first Spider-Verse movie. And again, if you want to know why, go watch the 10th BrettCast episode where I talked about that movie. Now, when it comes to shows, I really only mentioned some Arrowverse stuff because, that's all I really talked about in terms of shows on the channel. But of the ones that are actually done, which is Black Lightning and Green Arrow, and I never talked about Green Arrow. Plus, I also added Superman and Stargirl. So that being said, I would say the worst show that I watched in 2023, even though I'm not done with it yet, is definitely got to go to Legends of Tomorrow. That show had 3 good seasons and just kept going further and further in the trash. Sure, Black Lightning went downhill as well, but at least it ended after 4 seasons and didn't drag out to 7. If you want to check out the 13th BrettCast episode, I did talk about the Legends of Tomorrow show in that episode. Now, the best TV show, which is kind of not relevant since it's all Arrowverse stuff, Crisis on Infinite Earths. There was just so much that I enjoyed, given that it was built up over several seasons of several different shows. It definitely lived up to what it was built up for. If you want to know more of my thoughts on that, check out the 15th BrettCast episode. And that's going to do it for the movie and TV talk segments. Next up is the music talk segment. This one is going to be short because there wasn't really that much. I only talked about 2 things, which was Megadeth's The Sick, Dying, and Dead album and Metallica's 72 Seasons album. Because of this, I'm also going to throw the score for Destiny 2 Lightfall, The Elder Scrolls Online High Isle, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and for End Zone A World Apart. So the worst music that I listened to out of all of that for 2023 is the Lightfall score. It's not bad. out of everything here, but it's definitely on the lower tier of things in this list. The best music thing, though, that I listened to in 2023 definitely has to go to Metallica's 72 Seasons album. And if you want to know why, feel free to check out the third BrettCast episode. And that's going to do it for the Music Talk segment. And now we're at the Anime Talk segment. This one is going to be incredibly short because the only anime that I talked about, and subsequently the only thing I watched in 2023, was the third season of Netflix's Ultraman. I mean, I did rewatch One Punch Man, but I didn't talk about it because I didn't feel the need to. So yeah, I do think it's worth a watch, though. Hell, all of the Netflix Ultraman stuff is worth the watch if you ask me. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, feel free to check out the 14th BrettCast episode. I talked about the third season. I think I did a video last year on the first two seasons, but I didn't go through to find where that was. But you can find it. It's there, and you can give that a watch too. But that's going to do it for the Anime Talk segment. And we finish things up with the Gaming Talk segment. Here are all the video games that I played throughout 2023 and talked about on this channel. Forza Horizon 5 and the Rally Adventure DLC, 2013 Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Warhammer 40k Battle Sector, Total War, Warhammer 2, Dark Souls Remastered, XCOM 2 and War of the Chosen DLC, XCOM Chimera Squad, Civilization 6, 2014 Lords of the Fallen, Warframe, Destiny 2, Dark Souls 2, the Scholar of the First Sin Edition, Age of Wonders Planetfall, Lego Friends, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Dead Cells, The Outer Worlds, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Warhammer 40k Space Marine, Pathfinder Kingmaker, Divinity Original Sin 2, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Endzone A World Apart. Alright, so the worst video game that I played in 2023 is going to be Endzone A World Apart. Part of me really wishes that I was not putting that game here, because as I state in my discussion of the game, that the gameplay was really good and really fun, and the soundtrack is really good too. But the fact that it cannot run without crashing every 10 minutes after doing everything I possibly could brings down the whole experience. If you want to know more, check out the 18th BrettCast episode where I talked about that game. To be honest, if I were going to pick two runner-up for the worst, the first would be Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and the second would definitely be The Outer Worlds. The best video game that I played in 2023 is Dead Cells. I had zero expectations going into that game, and then I played it, and I was like, damn, that was really good. I love the art style, the gameplay is really well done, and I love the music in the game as well. I definitely recommend playing Dead Cells if you've not already done so. And that's going to do it for the Gaming Talk segment. That's also going to do it for the 19th BrettCast episode, aka my best and worst of 2023. Sorry there was not much for music talk or anime talk, but that's just how it goes, I guess. Try to have more in 2024 on that front, but I can't promise anything. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I may answer a question or discuss a comment in a future episode. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.